Welcome to the Startup Channel. Side effects may include learning, growing, and achieving. If you're new here, in this channel I talk about career growth, continuing education, and finances. So if you like today's video, you might want to stick around for more content like this by subscribing with notifications on. I'm a big believer that the first step to saving money is knowing where every dollar is going. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to use a simple expense tracker which I created and use on a monthly basis to keep track of my expenses. I will give you instant access to the same template, which you can have for free. But before you start looking for the link, let me give you a quick tutorial. So this is the screen you should see once you go to the link in my description. So first things first, access your simple budget sheet here. Clicking on this is going to make a copy of the spreadsheet into your Google Drive. So instead of you having to request access on my file for you to make a copy of it, this link automatically makes a copy of it for you. So we're going to click make a copy. So first things first, this is your net income column. In this column, you're going to, if you get paid twice a month, you're going to put in your first check. Let's say it's $3,500, the second check, $3,500. And then anything else that comes in that month, whether it's Venmo or a transfer from savings, or if you have a PayPal account, you want to put that in here. So let's say I got $50 from PayPal. All right, so now my net income for the month is up here. So what this column does is add up all of my income, and then it's going to subtract it from my monthly expenses, and then gives me the current balance. So for example, here we have loans, we have the mortgage, car payment, student loans, and here is the amount that you owe every month. So if your mortgage is $2,500, $2,500. Now let's say this is not paid yet. So at the start of every month, this will say zeros, just like here. For example, I'm going to go to the January tab, and you can see everything here is zero. This is the actual template where you're going to start working on to make it your own. This is just a pre-filled template. It's a tab on there that you can keep or delete, but this is just for reference. So let's say, we have our loans populated here, and we have our auto pay. So a lot of us might have things that come out of our credit cards or debit cards automatically. So we want to put them in this column here. And then we have our utilities and credit cards, food, fuel, and fun. And the categories go on and on. And then over here on the bottom, I have a spot for miscellaneous expenses. So if you go to Quick Check or the dollar store, Petco, and things that come up in your day-to-day where you can't really predict, you're going to manually put them in here. So you have the exact dollar amount that's in your account. So for example, if I went to Wawa and I grabbed coffee, let's say it's May 9th, 2021, and I spent $3.50. So now if we go up here, this will actually subtract from your current balance. So then in this column here is the amount due. Changing this will not change anything else in this current balance section. For example, 5,000, see, nothing really changes. That's just for your reference. So I'm going to undo that. This is where the amount actually will be subtracted from your net income. So when you do pay your mortgage, you want to put it in here, $2,500. And now we have $1,800 left in our account. And our internet bill, let's say it's auto pay. So you might want to leave these populated every month, or you might want to add them up as they hit your account. So if these are automatically paid, you're going to, let's say when your car insurance comes out, you're going to come back here and say, hey, my car insurance came out. Add them in there. So your internet, it's $100. Put $100 in. And now you can see it's chipping away at your current balance. And you get the point. As you pay your bills, you want to put them in this column. And you can see here that when they're not paid, they say 00. Here you see 00 and it's all red. When I do pay my bills, I like to come in here. Let's say I pay my car insurance. I do come in here and change the color to green. It's just a preference that I have. And then once you pay your cell phone bill, you want to put that in there. And you can do a little shortcut by clicking on the $100 here where it's green, and you click this little paint format. And now you can click it on the 50 and that makes it green. So you can do that on all. You can click and drag and it makes it all green. But like I said, I only make it green once I paid it. And for everything else, I just leave it on the red. So like I said, this is my sample tab where I pre-populated some numbers here. And this will be the January tab that will be clean for you. So this will be completely blank, just like this. I will put this back to 0 and back to 0. So once you get into this document, the sample tab will look exactly like you see here on mine. The January tab is where you're going to start populating your own numbers and making this form your own. So the first step I suggest you start with is populating the amount due page. So first, you're going to identify your loans. So if you don't have student loans, you might want to delete that, right? Let's delete this line. But you might have a second card payment. So we put card payment 2. And you want to do this first because once you populate the entire column, okay, with your fixed expenses, you're not going to touch anything else. You're going to want to duplicate this tab and name it February or the following month, whatever month you're in now. Now this will be a tab that has your amount dues pre-populated. So every month you don't have to start from scratch and start inputting that column there. So here in January, let's say we finish populating our tab. Now you can start, and you might be in the month of July right now, so you might want to just change this to July, right? So once you start populating your tab, now it's time to actually use the spreadsheet. And you're going to put in your income in there. You know, it's hopefully it's not $50, but something like maybe $5,000, right? And now you have your income and your fixed expenses. And your current balance right now is the amount of your net income, because even though we populated this with $1,500, we didn't pay it yet. So when we pay it, we want to put it in here. So let's say your month is over and you're ready to move on to the next month. In order for you to keep your balance current for the following month, I added a balance from previous month row right here. So if you notice here, balance for previous month says 0. But once you're ready to move over to the next month, let's say you were left over with, in this month here, you paid all your bills, you were left over with $300. Before you start your new month, you want to put your $300 here, carried over from the previous month. And then, hey, I got paid, you know, $1,500 from my 15th check. Put that in here. And now you're going to pay the mortgage with that check. So now you're back to $300, right? And then once you get paid your second check, might be on the 30th, you got another $1,500. And then it's time for you to pay your bills. So by the time you chip away at all these bills here that you pay, let's say your cell phone bill was $80, you're going to see the current balance diminish. So that is why you want to follow those steps I recommended first, where if you are starting here, right, January, you're going to want to populate all your amount dues first, and then you're going to make a bunch of duplicate tabs and name it, you know, each consecutive month, February, March, April, May. So then when you're done with February, you can click May. Once you duplicate your tabs here, if you care, you want to come back here and just, you know, type in your month. So again, duplicate, right? And now this is March. And once you're in March, January, February, March, I want to change the header to March. All right, I think this form is pretty self-explanatory once you dig into it. Don't be intimidated by my long explanation. I think that you really need to make a copy of it for yourself and then start playing around inside this document. And I promise you, it will make sense. If you found this information helpful, please consider subscribing to this channel and giving this video a thumbs up so you can help others to find this free template. And remember, always invest in yourself so you can be the best at what you do. I'll see you next time.
One lack of direction, I can match perspective. I'm hardwired for catching small game and all. Play ball, yeah, I won't let them know that they're rotten. I'm rooting for who you're gonna choose. It's all I want. We're all leaving it